family. Dr. T here, the Mindset Doctor. I am so excited to be doing this interview today. I have two awesome folks with me. I have Dennis Sennett and Dazzle Daniels with me. They are of the Crypto Conglomerate. That means they got a whole lot of stuff going on with a whole lot of stuff. I'm really excited to be talking to them about mindset. Because they're doing things they don't do well. I don't think that they do Forex, but we're going to find out about that. But I know that they stick to a lot of crypto. That's what they're doing. They do a lot of stuff with the blockchain. I'm throwing terms out there. We're going to have to find out what it's about. But I just want to say, first of all, welcome both of you guys to this interview. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So tell me, Dennis, I'll start with you. Tell me about the Crypto Conglomerate. Tell me about what that is about. So for the people who are watching, they'll get an idea of who you guys are.
Oh, great. So the Crypto Conglomerate just thorough believers that no one can do it all by themselves. There's so much in this crypto space. It was nothing that me or Ms. Dazzle could study by ourselves and be able to do what we're doing now. So this was kind of a way to come together and say, hey man, you bring your talents, I bring my talents. Let's meet up and see how we can use that the best way we can with this blockchain. And now we're here.
I love that. So Dazzle, I'm throwing this question to you. So I find that oftentimes folks have it's all about me mentality, right? They have this, I can do it all. Like, I don't want to share in the wealth, or, all these people that's coming in, I want all the money. So did that ever enter your mind, and how easy or challenging was it for you to even connect with Dennis or the folks in the Crypto Conglomerate?
It really wasn't hard because of how I got interested in cryptocurrency in itself, and that's through blockchain social media. So the culture is to give in order to receive. So it really wasn't like that. And then when you're in the crypto space, just being able to find anybody else who understands crypto, because it's like once you speak crypto, it's a whole nother language. So when you find you're not alone, it's really you're going to gravitate and connect, because it's actually a lot of people actually don't have a lot of knowledge about the space. So when you find someone who's real knowledgeable, it's easy because you're just going to buy.
Sometimes I feel like it's important with who you got connected with initially that can change the trajectory of your experience, right? Because if you would have got into a space where it was all about me space, or it's about one leader and that leader had all the knowledge, you could be in a whole nother atmosphere. Do you find that to be true or not true?
Oh, very true. That's actually how I got into the space. I actually came in, I bought a scam coin. I was dealing with someone who was just like that. They were just all about self. So they were feeding lies about the currency and getting people invested just for their personal gain, versus how it is now, when it's really to educate people about really what crypto can do in the blockchain in its entire essence, not just from a profit standpoint, but the actual technologies. That's what I like about the Crypto Conglomerate, because we use it. Like any coin that we're invested in, 9 times out of 10, we've actually utilized the technology behind that coin. And that's what makes us different.
Okay, so Dennis, tell me, what is the blockchain? I don't know. Talk to me. What is the blockchain?
A blockchain is really a way to verify transactions. Like people think the blockchain is just about buying low and selling high Bitcoin, Ethereum, but actually Walmart has already adopted the blockchain technology for their inventory. What this is doing is just verifying the inventory. Everything that's being scanned, it gets scanned coming in, it gets scanned going out. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with distribution, but I worked in distribution for over 10 years, and we used to have to shut down our whole department just to be able to make counts. We had to hire in a whole other crew just to come in and verify our counts behind us. So it's very pricey and it's very time consuming to count things the way that we're doing it now. But when it comes to the blockchain, we'll be able to verify those type of transactions a lot easier, faster, and with less manpower.
So my understanding of the blockchain was in reference to understanding if a coin just is made out of thin air, there has to be a transaction that happens with that coin. And again, y'all correct all the wrong that I have, but there's a transaction, and the blockchain is a place where there is no God of the blockchain, because there's a lot of different things, right? And it's like, if this transaction happens on one side, it gets recorded on the blockchain, and then the transaction on the other side to verify that. It's like I went to the store, I gave Walmart $10, they gave me $8 and change. That transaction is being recorded. So
Right.
fill in the blanks to what I missed right there.
No, you said it on top. You just describing what a miner does. A miner is giving the answer to the solution. I mean, answer to the algorithm as far as what the transaction is, if this is the right transaction, if it's the wrong transaction, if these coins are real, if these coins are fake. The miner is verifying all of that. And the node is validating which miner solved it first, or which mining pool solved the answer first, and then it rewards them for being the first to solve the equation.
Okay, right. Okay. So you know, you're talking fancy, you're talking fast to me, Dennis. You're talking fast to me. So, you know, you threw out the words nodes and you threw out those things. So if I recall correctly, there can be a lot of people who want to be in the mining business, or a lot of people who want to figure out the algorithm. And it's generally the ones who are rewarded are the ones who have the technology to do it the fastest. Because if you do it the fastest, then I'm stuck right there. If you do it the fastest, then more people will use you, or how does that work?
Oh no, it's either your first or your last. But you got to solve the equation first to be able to be rewarded a Bitcoin for that solution. But you're rewarded a whole Bitcoin. What's happening now is nobody's mining for a Bitcoin by themselves. We're all using a mining pool. So I use all my hash power and I send it to a pool of guys that they use it to mine for Bitcoin. And they reward me just for giving them my hash power. So I'm still rewarded every day, regardless if we actually mine a Bitcoin or not. But because they're using my hash power, I'm able to get paid for that fee.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what Dennis is talking about at this point. He is talking about hashing pools and different things. But here's what I do know, and I'll throw this one to Dazzle, is I know we both know Jamar James. He is one of the best, just with his heart and what he does. And I learned a lot of some crypto with him. And what I've understood is it is a vast world in crypto. I mean, like, you can be in, like, I know my sister buys art, right? You could just be doing art. You can just be doing what's the big one? Bitcoin. You could just be, not Bitcoin, but you know what I'm talking about. What's the biggest one out there? Why am I drawing about? Yeah. You could be doing NFT. You could be doing so many different things. You can be staking. You could be like, and you could just focus on one aspect of that and do a great job. And I think that one of the things, Dazzle, is how did you guys find your sweet spot in crypto, because the world is so vast?
I think it's like you just gotta find what resonates with you, like what you pick up easy on, because there's like aspects of the crypto world that are like over my head and that they don't resonate with me and I don't grasp them that easy. But there's other things that I get. Like, I come from like a marketing background, so like where my lane is as far as like building like an NFT, because that's creating your own product type of situation. So I was able to resonate with that. I like blockchain social media because, again, I have a marketing background. So being able to already have experience with social media, and I'm like, what? I'm going to earn cryptocurrency from the same thing. It was easy for me to be able to absorb myself in things that I could be participating in, and I didn't have to be good at them. And then I could actually, still earn. Like, that in itself was powerful, because before I'd have some amazing skills. And you don't have to have that. So it's just really like, what do you grab? Whatever you like, you stay up to the news on it. You're going to like follow it. You're going to be in the groups. You're going to like network in those circles of what you like. And then, so that's how you stay up on the news to it and stay up to date. But if you're not staying up to date, it's just because that's just not your lane. And it's such a big space. You got options.
So Dennis, I love what she said. There was something she said in that little piece that resonated with me. And she said, you don't have to be good at it. That right there, that's a big deal. So tell me what did she mean by that, saying I don't have to be good at it and I can still make money? So give me an example of what she's saying.
I got a great one, gaming. I'm actually known for gaming. A lot of people know, like, Dennis plays games and he earns cryptocurrency. What those people don't know is Dennis is not good at games. Like, I'm not that great. I just, because I use my time and energy on it, I'm being rewarded for that. I don't have to win. I just have to play.
Okay, now you done said something now because I might have to get me a Nintendo 64. You know I'm going old school dating myself, right? I had to go back get a Nintendo 64. So you're telling me that when you're gaming, you can make money.
Oh yes, that's what we're actually really going hard on for next month. We're going to be teaching children as well. My son is going to be teaching a Saturday class for me. He's 8 years old. And he's going to be teaching the class just to tell kids his age or older than him how to play games and earn crypto while doing so.
So how does he do that? How does he then earn by doing that?
Oh, a lot of games you're earning just for playing on the platform. Alien Worlds, we're clicking a minor button every 10, 20 minutes and we're earning TLM. That's something that we can exchange in the wax. On our planet, we're just staking our NFTs and we're earning Aether because we're doing that. On Uplift World, we're building land and playing on it and we get income just for playing on the land.
Now that is incredible. And I like what you're saying about that because I love how you said, I like gaming, but I'm not even good at it and I can still make money, right? And I love that you have your son involved to be able to show, because I think that's a stumbling block for some people where they're like, well, I can't do it because this person already knows so much. Right. But you're showing that. So Dazzle, how did you get started in crypto? Go all the way back to the beginning. And I don't even know how far back that is, but just tell me.
That goes back.
Yes, go back because oftentimes people are going to hear this and they were going to be like it might have sparked an interest in someone that I said, and I had you guys go back to say, well, you don't have to be good at it. And they're like, oh, that might pique their interest, but I don't know where to go or how to start or where to do. Like, how did you even get involved in really trying to understand crypto?
So how I kind of mentioned earlier, when I first got invested in cryptocurrency, it wasn't a real coin. It wasn't anything that can be exchanged for Bitcoin or anything like that. So once I got like my money back, basically I needed to be able to educate myself so that didn't happen anymore. And then I was like, well, I kind of traded Forex a little bit before I got into crypto, but I learned about blockchain social media. So I didn't have to be a trader because I was like scarred from all the money I had lost in Forex. And I was like, well, dang, the cryptocurrency is growing, so that's really how I started. I started learning about platforms like Steemit in pre-search. So pre-search works like Google. And so every time I do a search, I get 0.25 of a coin, different things like that. And I was like, wow, how much stuff is there out there like this? And it just sent me down the rabbit hole. But then I did, see that trading can make my gains more. So I wanted to learn how to trade. And then that's where I got Brother Dennis. Like, since I couldn't trade that good, but now I'm pretty decent. And we've been doing the 6%. So I've been, hanging with the big guys.
I love that. And so one of the things that you said that really will lead us into some of the mindset work was you talked about at the beginning, you lost some money, but there was some determination that you had. Why didn't you just walk away after you lost that money? Because that's what I find a lot of people do. They say 80 to 90% of the people who are in trading lose money and walk away, or they just out there doing frivolous things, right? So what made you, Dazzle, not walk away?
My mom said it's because I'm super competitive, so I don't lose. I just come back when I know how to win. And that's basically how I can put it. I wasn't going to take it as a loss. I'm like, I'm going to figure out how to get this done. And that's why I actually like trading cryptocurrency versus anything else, because it's like Brother Dennis says, I don't lose money. I just lose time. I just got to wait for it to go back up. So
I like that.
The risk management is a lot easier. And then just so much other stuff that I can do to earn passive income without trading. Like I can earn without even having to trade. And that in itself, like, that's what did it.
So Dennis, you talked to me about that. How from the beginning, how was it for you at the beginning? Because at the beginning, we all terrible. We think we about to do this. We all a hot mess, right? So how was it for you at the beginning when you first started learning?
Well, like Dazzle, I started off with Forex. I started with crypto and Forex at the same time. And of course, I just noticed I can make so much more and faster with Forex. what made me have to transition that, or at least find a combination of the two, was the same way I made money fast, I lost money just as fast with Forex. But I
Preach.
noticed that with crypto, it was slow on both ends. I'm gonna make money slow, but I'm gonna lose money slow as well. So I started thinking to myself, well, you know what? If I make the money fast in Forex, then move it over to crypto, I can give me a little balance going on that can kind of get me where I need to be at. And that's exactly what was happening. I was able to keep on
How long
buying
did it
crypto.
take you to get there? How long did it take you to get to that understanding? Because I think that there's a lot of people that just miss, like you said, you can, I was just working with someone right before our call, and I said to him, I said, you know, he had gone down to a time frame on Forex that I told him not to go to. And I said, just because you won, don't make it right, because you're practicing bad habits, right? And I said, because there's a difference between a trade, a good trade, and a high probability trade. Just because you had a trade or a good trade don't mean that that was the trade to take, right? And so how did you finally like get slapped into reality to say, we gotta do this thing different? What happened to you?
Journaling gotta be the biggest thing. When I signed up with DCG, Coach Jamar James just really hammered in journal, document everything you can. And once I got it on paper, I was able to see my own patterns, and then I could trade me. You know what I mean? I can see that, hey, look, you lose money between this hour and this hour. Don't do that. Or you make more money in crypto during these hours. You make your best money on London session with that. So it all came to me just getting my formula together. Like I realized when I seen on my journal, I made most of my money in 4 hours in London session. So the fact that I would still try to trade New York and Tokyo was just not smart. That's when I take majority of my losses. So once I removed them and just didn't even trade them, I became a lot more consistent, and that consistency paid off.
So that leads me to my next question. Dazzle, this was for you. What did it take for you? It's a two-part. What did it take for you to become consistent, and how long did it take you to get there?
So I think it took me understanding compounding for reals. And I was like studying Darren Hardy, the compound effect, and Tony Robbins around that time. And then I understood that it would be more beneficial just to be consistent than having to like be spectacular. And that's really what it was. Like even with just like how I was saying with just like pre-search and you know like just my browser, those two things just being consistent. I'm always on the internet, but just doing it a little certain way. Now I'm earning every single day, regardless if I'm trading or not. As long as if I'm using the internet, I'm earning cryptocurrency. And so that's what I'm saying. That over time just gains. And when I think that, I was like, what? Okay, yeah, just being consistent. I don't have to be hitting home runs all day. I just got to stick with it and it gains over time. Like when I first got in the game, Bitcoin was $650. Do you see like in just $5 a week, you know, till now, from 2017 till now, like that's all it takes.
Right. So you, Dennis, I'm going to throw that same question to you, but you said something, Dazzle, that I think was really profound. I want to repeat it. You said, I have to be consistent, not spectacular. And I think that that's where a lot of people make a mistake, is because I like to use a baseball analogy. They want to be in the World Series game at the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, bases loaded, full count, and they want to hit a grand slam. That's because if it happened, you're trying to get this high again. It's almost like a high in trading. You made a lot of money and you're trying to duplicate that, and it almost becomes a drug. And the person who hits the singles get paid a lot of money too. And so I heard that, and I wanted to just say that it is important to be consistent, not be spectacular. So I really appreciate you saying that. I really do. So but I want to follow up, because I didn't get, how long did it take you? How long did that take you to finally say, I'm doing consistent work?
It took me about a year of being in my own way, maybe even a year and a half, because I wasn't consistent. It was exactly like you said. That's why it was making me laugh, because I was literally like trying to chase that feeling of the big win. And so I like little percentages was just not enough. Little wins weren't enough. But then I was like, well, dang, this is so sporadic. It's in and out. It's not, you know, like I can't really schedule anything around my income because it's up and down, because that's the way that I'm trading. But then when I was like, all right, if I set a goal and I'm just sticking to that, then I know I can count on me, because I'm doing what I need to do every day. And then that's really what it
That
was.
thing that you just said, what flipped the switch for you though? What was it that flipped the switch
Oh, I
that you
just
finally
started
saw that?
losing too much. That's really what it was. I started losing and it wasn't consistent. It was sporadic. Like those gaps and not being able to count on like what was gonna come in. I had to fix it. I need to be able to gauge like in scale. I couldn't do that when it gapping. And so I was like, well, how am I ever gonna get to where I'm trying to go if I can't even, I don't even know what I'm doing here. It's just some days is good, some days it's not. It's a whole month without me doing anything. No. So if I just hit a consistent goal every single day or every single week, then that's what helped me be able to know what I can count on and what I could scale. Like having that surety, like what's going to happen. That's really what it was. I needed that.
So Dennis, I'm going to throw over the question to you that I would probably follow up with Dazzle. And she said that it took her about a year to a year and a half to get out of her own way. I think that there's a lot of people that want to get into the spaces of money, of wealth like this and get it in, oh, I'm going to get it done in 2 months. I'm going to get it done in 3 months, right? And she said it took me, I'm going to repeat, a year to a year and a half to get of my own way. Do you think that that's a problem for most people and maybe some of the people that you guys work with?
Absolutely. That's the biggest problem is, getting out of your own way, because when you see that consistency pays off, the only difference in whether you do that or you keep on swinging for the fence is I want the big rewards. I want the big rewards. And I was the same way too. And I got used to it because I actually started off being a decent trader. Not a consistent trader, a decent trader. Meaning, yes, I can make a couple of thousand, same way I can blow 500-600, but I was winning more than I was losing. So I felt like I was doing right. It wasn't until I really got with DCG that I learned that it's more of the consistency than how much you can win versus how much you can lose, or hitting the home runs when you do fit. Because like Ms. Dazzle said, I was up and down with my finances, and that's no way to live when you got a family. Like they can't trust.
Say it again for the people in the back, for the people in the back. Right? That is no way to live.
There's no way to live. The kids don't know if they're going out this weekend or not. It all depends on daddy trading ability, and like, it shouldn't be like that. So with my consistency now and the way I organize myself, I don't have that as a problem.
How long did it take you to get there? How long did it take you? And what was the switch for you? Because I find that what happens in interviews that I do is that people will say, it'll be like Ms. Dazzle said, she was like, and then all of a sudden I just did this. I was like, wait, it was that all of a sudden thing that people want to hold on to, like to try to expand that moment in time that happened that said, I got to make this change. So what was it for you?
It was before I started with DCG, and I believe it was a quote or something that Jamar had wrote. I'm just paraphrasing it, but it basically made you just realize, are you trading as a hobby or are you trading for a living? And I had to really look at myself and realize this is a hobby. Obviously, if I feel like I can wake up when I want to and trade kind of like, hey, I can do it whatever I want to. I'm not treating it like a job. If it was a job, I would get up at the same time every morning. I would do my due diligence. I would check off my list before I get started. So when I switched from treating it as a hobby and started treating it as a job, that made the biggest change for me.
Biggest change. And how long did it take you to get to a place where you started seeing that consistency?
Me, it was about 2.5, 3 years.
Okay. 2.5 to 3 years. And I love to ask that question to people, because people think when you get to the promised land, they forget that there was a journey to get there in the first place, right? They didn't see the losses, the thousands or tens of thousands of dollars that went and came and went and came and went, right? And what you're saying is it takes time. Is that what I'm hearing both of you guys say, Ms. Dazzle?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you have to master your craft. Like, you're not gonna walk, straight without wobbling on the first try. That's just the way it is.
So how much would you say, both of you, what would you say in all this time? I know you're winning now, but how much would you say you lost? You want to say, like, you must have, how much would you say? Is it painful? It's painful. It's one of them things that you like really just don't even want to, you just don't even, but the reaction that you both had let me know that this is real life, right? That it is, I read this quote that my girl said that she put, and it said something to the effect of, billionaires lose millions to get billions, millionaires lose thousands to get millions, but poor people don't want to lose nothing to get rich. I said, girl, why is this preaching? Because you have to lose, because I have this saying that you got to go through the fire and the fire is hot. That's just what it is. Nobody is exempt. No matter how intelligent you are, no matter what your mama name is, no matter how much money you have, nobody is exempt. Dazzle, what do you say to that?
I definitely agree for sure. You got to go through it. That's even like when like demo trading is good because it's getting your skill, but I didn't like take my trade serious till it was my money, till I had some skin in the game. And then that's when I'm like, whew, hold on, let me catch my bearings, let me figure this out and come up with a formula. Like it wasn't just out there like, oh, just look at the games. No. So
do you take
in the game before I took it serious?
Absolutely. So do you take losses now, Dazzle? Do you lose now?
I mean, yeah, we all do, but it's having a series of, successes. So it's a ratio, basically. As long as my ratio is on the positive side, that's good. Nobody's going to bat 100.
And how do you, Dennis, deal with it when you lose? Because I get what you said, like losses, because here's the lie that people try to tell themselves. I don't want to lose. That is a lie from the pit of hell. If you don't want to lose, don't be in this space. Right? Just because you're losing, and that's contrary to who we are as human nature is. You always want to be about winning. Right? And you don't want to accept losses, but in the trading world, whichever world you're in, losing is part of it. It's just part of it. And you have to accept that. So how do you deal with those losses, Dennis, when you have them?
Like you just said, you got to accept that. So we believe that having multiple streams of income is always good. So taking a loss in one place, most likely I'm winning in another area too. So it's hardly a day I can go by and say I'm losing on all 7 streams. So, right. You just got to take the good with the bad.
How did you get to that point? Because so let me back up before that question. So when you used to lose, did you take it different then than you take it now?
Oh, absolutely. Because when I used to lose, that was like the money that was needed for my family. I'm a sole provider of a family of 6. So losing wasn't just losing for me. I was losing for my whole family. So it was real personal when I was taking those losses. But
that's how about, no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's also why I came up with the solution that I needed residuals. I need a way that they can depend on that money versus having to live by daddy trading up and down.
Right. Dazzle, what about you? Is taking losses different today for you than they were in the past?
Definitely. At first, like it was always an ego thing for sure. Now it's just a part of the process, just to go back to the board on how I could get better. And then just like Brother Dennis was saying, that diversification, it don't sting that hard when you still like, there's not a day that something else is in profit. So I may like lose a trade, but something else is then poured into the pot that day. So it don't sting that bad. And then you just address it. Like you go back to your journal. Okay, what can I do better next time? What can I reflect on? So that I don't, do that next time, but you're not going to harp on it because you just know you got to get through to the next trade. You just got to keep going and having the goal too, because like, it's not going for those extra big gains. It's going for those consistent gains. I know my goal is 6%. As long as I'm hitting my 6% a week, I don't even care.
Right. Now you said a word that I want to capitalize on. You said the word ego, because I talk to people about, I have a five-prong attack kind of for a trading mindset. And one of them is your trading persona. And when you said ego, like who shows up to trade for you? Like back in the day when you guys were trading and you were like, ego pop up or greed or whatever. Like and I tell my people to give your persona name. So Meek Me, that's my persona's name. I'm beat. I got her in a headlock now, but she was rogue. She was like, if I'm gonna lose, you're gonna take the whole account for me. Like I'm doing my head. That's my persona. You taking all of it for me, or else I'm like she was crazy. She was a risk taker. She was a gambler. She gonna put it on the line, don't even care. Blow the account, and then when the account is gone, she leave me with the bag. Am I by myself, or did y'all ever? Did Dennis, you laughing at me? But am I telling the truth?
Definitely.
right? So ego.
Most definitely. Pot, you talking to kettle.
But you got to get that in control. And like you said, through the journaling, I've heard both of you say, you begin to know yourself and to know who is trading, and you have to be in control. And it sounds like that's what both of you are saying. Dennis, I'm throwing this to you about how you started to get successful, especially you having a family of 6, is that you had to be like, look, I got to get this thing down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to spend more time with my family, and I wasn't accepting the fact that I was losing. That make me feel like I was a loser. Like I knew I was good.
That's good.
I knew I was decent at what I was doing. I knew that it was just me not, finding the little tweaks that I needed. And that little tweak was take profit. I was always good at seeing the blue screen. So the fact that you see the blue screen, why would you ever see a red? So even if you ain't taking profit, just putting it in stop loss, whatever you can do. Like once you see blue, you shouldn't see red. And once I started making sure that was a part of my trading schedule, it don't matter if I only won $5 or $10 in a day when I traded. I seen blue only. That's what matters. There's another blue day.
I said that to somebody today. I said, there's no way you could be up X number of pips and take a loss of any kind. You can't be up 300 pips on the dirty or 30 pips on GN and lose 40. That's a 70 pip turnaround. That does not make sense at all, right? And it's really doing that. We're getting towards the part where we're wrapping up. And Dennis, I wanted to ask you this because I saw this on your page, and I wanted you to speak really quickly to the difference between trading and investing as a mindset shift. And then Dazzle, I'll let you end on that one as well. There is a difference, and talk to the folks that are going to watch this about why you say that's important.
That's important. The difference is the time frame. A lot of people know that they're coming in as an investor, meaning they want to buy these different currencies at this price because they believe on the future of that price. They believe on, 3 to 5 years from now. But somehow they get startled with a pullback that's happened 2 months after their initial investment. How could you do that? Let that change your emotion of what you believed in? If anything, you should look at this as a sale and say that, hey, that currency I really wanted because I believe in the project is on sale. And the other thing I like to say, the difference in trading and investing is how well you know the project. If you're investing in it, you shouldn't be investing in Dogecoin and you don't even know how it works yet. A lot of people, hey man, how do I get Doge? How do you use Doge? They can't answer that, but you don't need to use it. That's why we're teaching what we're teaching on actually engaging with the blockchain, because we want you to be able to use it. If you can use it, it might be here a while, and those are projects you want to start investing in.
Well, you know what, you said something that actually, in my opinion, transcends trading. You said you talk about doing the research. You need to know it. I think that if you want to start a lollipop business, if you want to do something online, if you want to invest in something that you just saw, you want to start building something, if you don't do your homework to know where you are, is this good for the geography that you have? Are the people that you try to sell to, do they even want this? We just jump out and we don't do any research, and then we're I call it Hopium is a real place, Hopeville, USA, right? You on Hopium, and because you didn't actually do the research, and then like you said, you get a pullback and now you're upset because you never did the research. Dazzle, do you find that being the case with a lot of people?
Yeah, I actually do. I'm always fascinated with the fact when I can explain what a coin does or what this platform does, because it's actually because I went to CoinMarketCap, I clicked on the coin, it went to the coin's website, like that little step right there. So I do notice that, it is a research thing. And then it's also kind of being able to have different types of income. So even though it's all in the space, the trading income is your active income, and then you need to have that long-term income. But a lot of times that line gets blurred together as far as your day and your future. And so being able to keep that line separated is separates the trader from the investor, because it is a long-term.
I really like that.
Long-term financial tools like CD accounts, stocks and bonds, even traditional real estate, think about your average ROI time. You have to, this is a new tool, but you still need to follow those same rules. And when you're going to really be able to expect those gains and going in there with that mentality, that's the investor. Now that trading part, you know, that's your day-to-day income. That's your, you know, your living expense. That's just if you had a job, if you had a side business or whatnot. It's just really being able to have a plan for each.
I think that too many people want to, they get into trading or they get into crypto, they get into this, and now we got a time limit of when I got to walk away from this job. I'm about to walk away. It was today is July 19th. I'm walking away by November of this year. November of this year. And you done made everybody at work mad. So now you got to go, right? Right. You done went in and told everybody off. And and I think that they look at this space, Dennis, as a get rich quick scheme. And that's not accurate. And I love how Dazzle talked about there is your day-to-day money and then your long-term money of what it is you got to do. Talk to us. Let's round this conversation out with why this is not a get rich quick scheme and why that's a problem.
Definitely. The market is in mood to go straight up. It's moved to take its time going in a good direction. So the fact that people think, you know, is it possible to get rich quick with crypto? Absolutely, especially if you got enough capital. But a lot of times you're investing in those projects that just the same way they got you money quick, they can lose you money even faster. So when you start getting into the investments that's more slower, but they take their time, those are the more stable currency, not stable, but it's just more a stable investment. You know, you got the long term coming, and those is what we have noticed give off the overall better picture than the quick gains.
Right, because I know that when Bitcoin dropped, what, 36,000, I think it was, in a matter of, I felt like it was a very short couple of days. Yeah. I said, there's people jumping out of windows because Bitcoin is not worth a nickel right now. But it was about a long-term thing. Right. That's what I hear you saying, Dazzle. Is that the case?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I can say, like, just since the time that I've been in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin alone, you know, the price is going to shoot up about every 4 years, every time there's a halving. So just having a 5-year plan on your investments will be able to not sweat on these little dips, intermittent dips, you know, because you're looking at your 5-year picture. What's your average ROI going to be, especially if your dollar cost averaging in over the next 5 years? Like, there's no investment vehicle that has like some next week turnaround time in the traditional banking world. So that's just having, to me, unrealistic expectations if it is that way, because you need to give that seed time to plant its roots so that it can grow and be fruitful. And that's not going to happen in a week or even a year. It takes, some time.
And that's after you get over yourself.
Yeah, after you get over yourself.
Right? After you get past you, then we can talk about that. What I've learned from you guys today, which I think is tremendous, was about the consistency, but the time that you have to take. This is, you know, like you just said, Dazzle, when you talk about you have to give stuff time to grow. You have to give your learning time to grow. You have to give your consistency time to grow. You have to stop feeding your persona, because if you feed your persona, it will grow, right? You have to start doing this. And what I hear both of you saying is it takes time, but if you give it the time, if you take the time, Dennis, you'll see the fruit of your labors. Am I right about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. So I just want to say thank you both for your time today. Dennis, I am going to start with you by saying if folks want to get in contact with you, how do they get in contact with you?
Oh, cool. So yeah, I go by my actual government name, Dennis Sennett, Sennett. You can find me on Facebook. That's the main one I use. I'm on Discord as Delta Crypto. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter as Dennis Sennett as well. And we have a conglomerate YouTube.
Okay, the conglomerate on YouTube. That's what you said at the end?
Yeah, the Crypto Conglomerate. Yes.
The Crypto Conglomerate. You see him looking at his background. See, this what I can't stand it. I cannot stand it.
You gotta look up the Cryptopreneurs online on the YouTube.
Oh, my bad. Cryptopreneurs. Okay. We got so many names.
See, Dazzle, tell people how they can get in contact with you.
Whatdazdo.club, and that's the easiest way that you pretty much find me and all the stuff I do.
Whatdazdo.club?
Yep.
I freaking love that. What Daz do? Y'all do not play around. Is that one Z or two Z's?
Two Z's.
What Daz do? Y'all not ready for Daz. Y'all ready? You ain't ready for my sister. What Daz do? I might have to get something like that. What Dr. T? It gotta have a ring to it. Because what Daz do got a ring to it. I like that. I like that. You guys, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. Oh, I would be remiss if I didn't ask if you said, Dennis, you guys have something coming up, depending on when people watch this video, but where is it that people can go to see some of the upcoming things that like they can always stay in the know about what you guys might have coming up?
Oh, that'll definitely be our Discord. We make sure everybody know it. And we also have a Facebook group called Intro to Crypto Conglomerate, Intro to the Cryptopreneurs. So they can come there and they'll get caught up with everything that we got going on and everything we have to offer.
Okay, well, I appreciate that because what I love best is that you guys said you don't have to be great at it, it's something to actually learn how to make money. But what I also heard you say is it will take time, and don't think that you are going to make money right away or be consistent right away. So again, these are the folks from the Crypto Conglomerate. That is Dazzle Daniels and Dennis Sennett. Thank you guys so much for your time. I am the Mindset Doctor. I always say I am the child of a king. I am the mother of a king to be, otherwise known as Dr. T, the Mindset Doctor. Thanking you guys for tuning in, and happy trading. God bless you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Blessings.
Peace.